Good morning, guys. We'll start today's broadcast here in just a moment. We want to give folks a chance to log in. So we'll just wait for another 30 seconds or so, and then we'll get rolling. All right. Good morning and welcome to Live from Curry Tech Extension. My name is Cameron Lowe. I am the Curry Tech County Extension Director. And here with me today, we have Stephanie Minton, our 4-H program assistant. She's going to lead the broadcast today. So Stephanie, introduce yourself and it's all yours.
All right. Thank you. Yes, my name is Stephanie Minton. I am the 4-H program assistant here in Curry Tech County. And I work with the youth in a couple of specific program areas like the electric program, the animal science program, and I conduct programs for the younger youth. We call our Clover Buds. Our Clover Buds are children from ages 5 to 7 years old. And I also work with our 4-H staff in other program areas like camps and things like that. So again, welcome to our episode of Live from Curry Tech Extension. We're going to show you an activity that you can do with your children called a Marshmallow Tower Challenge. This is a great challenge to get the children up and get them engaged. It's actually engineering. They're going to be learning some basic engineering principles. Before we begin our challenge, I want to kind of go over what you will need for this challenge. And those supplies are, a lot of it you'll probably have right in your pantry. So you'll need 20 uncooked spaghetti noodles, 1 yard of tape, 1 yard of string, and 1 large marshmallow. So once you have your supplies, you may be asking, what is my child going to get out of this workshop or this little activity? Again, I said it at the beginning, I said it was an engineering activity. So you're going to be learning the principles of engineering, how to put something together. You know, you're going to, your students or your children are going to understand how to work as a team. And if their design fails, well, you know what? They learn that structure. They learn that structure didn't work, so they have to try again. They understand some shapes are stronger than others. They also may understand that why engineers consider tension and compression when they're building their designs and their structures. There's a lot that goes on in building structures, and they're gonna get that information. They're gonna start with this basic little idea of taking these simple ingredients and learning how to build a structure that actually holds a marshmallow. So there is a challenge. It's not just give them the supplies and let them build something. So the challenge itself is to build the tallest freestanding structure in just 18 minutes. So you're going to put a timer for 18 minutes and you're going to give them the supplies and they're going to have to build the structure that can hold that marshmallow. It cannot be propped up. It cannot be held. And the marshmallow cannot be standing or hanging from another object. So the rules, again, you're going to build the tallest freestanding structure. You can only use the supplies that were given. And if you give them the supplies in a bag of some sort, they cannot use that bag. They can only use the supplies of the spaghetti, the string, the tape, and the marshmallow. They can't use anything else. And the structure has to be freestanding, so it can't be propped up against something else. The entire marshmallow must be on top. They can't eat the marshmallow. They can't unform it or cut it into pieces. It has to stay in one that one shape, that one large marshmallow. They can use as much or as little of the supplies that you give them as needed. And they can cut or break the spaghetti. They can cut the tape or cut the string. They just can't use any other supplies out of the cabinet or around the room. The challenge, it does last 18 minutes. And when the time is up, the teams cannot be holding the structure. It has to be, again, it has to be freestanding. So I believe Cameron's two children have completed this challenge, and they're going to show us a video of what they did.
Yep. So we did get, I'm going to invite them into the broadcast. We did get a quick video of them completing this 18-minute challenge. There was a little bit of consultation along the way with their teammates. I was on one team, their father was on the other team. The girls did all the work and we were only consultants. It started off a little rocky. There was a little frustration, but once they both got into a rhythm and consulted their partners, I think it went really well, and attitudes improved and structures kind of emerged at that point. So you can kind of see the process that they're going through, and their dad is on the phone there. He was at work, so he's on the phone doing consultation with Caden, screen chatting the whole time. So there they are. Ashton actually won our challenge there at the end, and I'll show you a picture of the final product. So the one on the right there, Ashton won the challenge, but Caden did manage to successfully make a freestanding structure, and then they had a little fun with it at the end. So Steph, I'll turn it back over to you, and the girls enjoy.
Well, thank you, Ashton and Caden, for coming aboard and doing that challenge. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions about this challenge, and to give you a minute to answer the questions, and also maybe add anything else that you would like to add. So when you were building the structures, what techniques make the tower stronger?
What I really did was I worked on the base first rather than trying to get it tall first, so that even if it was short and I had a strong base, if hers didn't work, I still had something. So a stronger base really was the kind of thing that I focused on the most at the beginning.
Yeah, I think focusing on the base and that really helps with the structure of it, and you can't get a tall tower if your base fails. So that was the most important part of.
Okay, so you're saying that the size of the base kind of alters the strength of the tower.
Yes, because if you just have one spaghetti noodle standing straight up, it's not going to hold. Yeah. But if you have a kind of a tripod base, which is what we kind of aimed for, it's much, much stronger.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Does placing the marshmallow affect the strength of the tower?
When I was making mine, I went ahead and stuck the marshmallow on top of my spaghetti noodles, so it kind of held the top together instead of taping it. So it kind of worked as glue as well as holding it up at the top, so that really was helpful.
Mine, I didn't do that. I waited till the end to put my marshmallow on top, and I didn't really factor in the weight of the marshmallow until the very end, and in the end that kind of made my tower fail.
Okay. So how do you think you worked as a group in your groups? I know one was working with their dad and one was working with mom. So how do you think your groups went? How do you think that all worked out?
So I was with my dad, and he was at work, so I video chatted him, and I really didn't use his help until I ran out of ideas, and then he stepped in and gave me some different ideas of how I could build it.
At first, Mom tried to be pretty involved, but I got a little frustrated. So I was like, I got this. I've got my idea. I know what I'm doing. And I started to build it up. But then once I was like, hey, maybe this could work, I would go in and get a second opinion. Be like, hey, do you think this would be good? So I, instead of asking questions there, it was basically just making sure it was a good idea. So.
Okay, so bouncing ideas off of each other kind of gave you some good ideas, and then maybe too much involvement from one person kind of made it a little difficult. Again, that kind of goes into your personalities. It's about teamwork, and as the video from Live of Pro-Tuck yesterday, it was about personalities, and that's something that you can look at, and maybe the Myers-Briggs is something that maybe a team can do to see those qualities before you start building a structure. So that's something to look at too. Well, girls, I greatly appreciate your help. In building this structure and doing this video with us. I greatly appreciate your help, and look forward to seeing some other things that you are doing.
Hey, we do have a question from one of our viewers that says, did y'all use any string in your tower? So girls, you want to address that real quick?
Neither one of us did.
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay. I didn't, but I thought about it. It would have been, tying the noodles together at the top or at the bottom, where I had a square base made out of triangles leaning against each other, and then a group of noodles sticking straight through. I thought about tying string around so that the middle piece stayed directly in the center, but I didn't have enough time for that.
And Dad had an idea to tie the noodles together to hold them because our tape wasn't very strong. And that worked until I tried to put the marshmallow on the top and my tower fell. But it did keep the base together at the end.
All right. Thank you, girls. Thank you. And thank you for that question. All right. Steph, you want to wrap up your piece?
Sure. So for those viewers that are taking a look at this video, I really hope you enjoyed our team building challenge. I hope this is something that you guys will, challenge yourselves or challenge your siblings, and show us what you've got. Post a picture on our Facebook page. Show us how you've taken this challenge, and give us some information on what you're doing at home. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll turn it back over to you, Cameron.
All right. That's awesome. So yeah, reach out to us on social media or via email and show us those pictures of your Marshmallow Engineering Challenge. Our contact information and our social media links are in the video description below. While I'm at it, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel at CurryTech CES. And if you want to get notifications anytime we go live or anytime we post new video content, click that little bell and that'll set you up for receiving those notifications via email. There is an evaluation that's also in the video description today. It's only about 5 questions. If you just take a quick minute, fill that out for us, and it'll help us further develop our content and give you guys what you would like from this programming. So tomorrow is Saturday, so we will not have a video, but Monday's class will be What in the World is Chicken Bog? Who knows? By our 4-H program assistant, Mr. Billy Caudle. And that ought to be a real treat because he doesn't cook, and I believe he's going to be cooking for us on Monday. So that ought to be a fun video to watch. So that's going to be Monday morning, 11:30 a.m. right here on YouTube Live or Facebook Live. So don't forget to join us Monday at 11:30. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks for joining us, Steph. It was great to see you face to face, and see everybody soon.